Hari Om, my name is Vidhi, and I would be taking you through the intellectual development modules. Um, Before we actually get into the main topic, I would just like to sort of recall on one of the things which Shanti Amma had spoken in the morning, and that was about we being instruments of taking our Puja Gurudev's vision to our dearest children. We are trying to uh, you know make that vision come into action. And just like how a very popular among the youth wing of Chinmaya Mission that we have, a very popular formula that we have is vision plus action leads to transformation. So that's what we are all instruments for, and that's the noblest thing that we are doing, and we have signed up for it, we have volunteered for it. So in that joy, okay, may I request all the participants to just kindly raise your hands, just simply raise your hands, yeah, and just give a pat on the back, say, hey, that's a good job, isn't it? It feels good to be instrumental in leading to the transformation of our own country, and being the small little work of making a big change. So that's where we deserve a nice pat. Can we just have that one more, please? Oh, wonderful. And it was so beautiful to see you all, smiling throughout. Thank you for that. Um, Coming to intellectual development modules, so we have some of the categories to it. One of a few of them are for class one. We have kindling the intellect, under which we have the sorting game. We have the management aspect, under which comes the body gets working together. And then we have aesthetics. Aesthetics means, of course, we all know here, but it's basically appreciating the beauty. So under that we have missing the missing school book, right? So that's for class one. Now, let's understand, or let's just give a few seconds to understand what intellect truly means, right? Of course, again, this is something which we know, but as I said, this session is more of just recalling few things and sort of keeping it in place so that we are better good to go, a better to go types. So when it comes to intellect, the simple funda that I have that I understand is about the seat of thoughts, right? The seat of thoughts is what intellect is all about, and therefore it becomes crucial for a child to sort of get it tuned to think in the right direction, right? It helps us channelize it, right? And I would say that it also acts as one of the it bridges us from the physical and emotional to the cultural and spiritual, because today we see many of them have this thought that why am I doing this, why are we doing this, why God, who God, what God. And it's this intellect that acts as a bridge, and by giving us some logic, by giving us some understanding, it helps us take a bigger leap. So somewhere this intellect playing a major role, it's of course very essential that we strengthen it's essential that we work on it and sort of get it tuned in the right sense. So with this, we would be beginning with our session on class one. So let me please share the screen. Give me a minute, sorry. Yeah. So this is class one, lesson 10, which talks about the body gets working together. Now, I'm just presuming that I have entered the class of first standard class, and I would, perhaps would begin the class by saying that, how do you think you have come? I see a few hands raised. You have any questions, ma'am, Anushri, ma'am, Kamal, ma'am? May I proceed, or you have any questions to ask? Okay, I think it was by mistake. Never mind. So I was telling you about sorry, I just sort of lost the connect. um Perhaps the way I would have started the class would be like asking, how have you come to school today? Right? So let's say the child says, ma'am, by van, or ma'am, let's say by bus, etc. Okay, let's take the discussion a little further, saying, uh, is it like you drove the van or you drove the car? No, right? So the driver has driven it for you, or your father has driven it for you, right? Let's go a little back, saying, what happened in your house, so probably the kids would come up with answers saying the mom prepared the breakfast, my granny made me eat the breakfast, my elder sibling helped me pack my bag, uh, my dad gave me bath, etc., etc. So all of those things has happened, for so many events has happened for you to come to school on time. Okay, very good. Now I have this. Let's imagine I have a stick in my hand, and I'm giving it to one of the child, saying, "Can you just break this, please?" And he can obviously easily do it, right? And then I said, "Okay, very good. Now just take these five, six sticks together. Now can you break it?" The child is definitely going to be finding it difficult to do so, right? So, and that again, I would just leave it aside, saying, "All right, good job." And that's where I would come to our session now. Coming to this thing of what is the class arrangement, which we need is the bunch of sticks for the stick breaking activity, which we just did, and also just to ensure that there is enough space in the class for the sheep and the tiger game, which we'll come across. Okay, so now that we have seen these two instances, we go and play this animation to the child, for which allow me to. Um, there you go.
The body gets working together. The different parts of the body once fought against the stomach, whom they said led an idle and lazy life at their expense. The hands then told the stomach that they worked hard to feed it, while the stomach always remained idle. Later, in anger, hands denied lifting a piece of food to feed the stomach. After the hands, now the mouth started complaining to the stomach. Mouth complained that it made the efforts to chew the food, while the stomach enjoyed it without any effort. So the mouth also decided neither to take food nor chew it. Now the legs took their turn and started complaining that they carry the stomach to the food. Legs, like the others, also refused to carry the stomach any further. All the body parts joined together and stopped taking care of the stomach. After their decision to not help the stomach, the hands became weak without the energy obtained from the food digested by the stomach. So did the legs. The mouth too became weak and could not fully open. Later, all the body parts realized that the stomach also worked hard to digest the food and give energy to all of them. They asked the stomach to give them energy to work. The hands, legs, mouth, and stomach realized that they were one team. They started working together again.
Okay. So in the animation, we saw just a 2 minute story of how different body parts are fighting, and then how they ended up realizing that they were all as one team. So can anybody here tell me, what does team mean to you? By the way, you're all first standard kids, so yeah. Can I have such answers, please, in the chat box? What does team mean to you? What do you understand when I say team? we we all together with many number of people. Okay, one group, unity, wonderful. Okay, me and my friends. Okay, that's really sweet. Together, collaborative work. Okay, group of people with specific tasks working together. All right, together everyone achieves more. Okay, so that's one of the ways of saying it to the child. Saying team, maybe that might be a new word for for a first year kid. So we can just introduce it saying team means together everyone achieves more. That's one thing. And another way of saying it is for I it is me, for the team it is we, right? So so just like how for I, for an individual it's me, for the team it is we. That's what the team means. And having made them understand, we go back to the activities part, wherein yeah, the importance of working together is what we would be telling them as to through this goat and the tiger game. It's a very simple game actually, wherein there's this one person who would be the tiger. So he would be standing, okay, so there would be this group of people in a circle, let's say about 5 or 6. Okay, and inside the circle there is one child who will be the goat. Okay, and we make one another child be the tiger who will be standing outside the circle. So the only sort of a protection, or the only the distance, or rather the difference between the goat and the tiger would be the circumference. Okay, would be the circle of fence. So that's where the tiger tries coming and catching the goat, and the team, or rather the circle there, protects the tiger from entering. Okay, so that's the whole game about. And just by chance the tiger somehow gets in, then immediately the circular, the people standing as a circle need to let out the goat, and then they should try and trapping up the tiger by not letting him come out. So that's all the game is all about, right? And so that's one of the ways saying that how a team together really can protect its other member. Okay, and another thing that can be done on a regular basis in the class is about the rotation of tasks between the students. So it can be as simple as, let's say, one person is in charge of ensuring that all the lunch bags are kept in place, or one person is to ensure that the benches are always neatly placed. So such tasks can be given, and on, well, let's say, weekly or two, we can shuffle it between the students. And then we have about observing the nature, wherein Amia fans lifting a rice grain. That can be one of the activities for them, as to, just in general. And another thing that we can do in class is that we can ask the person to just lift the chair with one little finger, and versus you lifting up the chair with your both the hands. So again, just to show that how the team together can achieve so much more. Okay, and there's also another YouTube video which talks about, it says tum chalo to Hindustan chale, which basically means you take the lead and India would be led. So I'm just gonna tell you the gist of the video, wherein the road is blocked because of a tree. A tree is fallen and it blocks the road, and there is this politician, there are school children, there is some actor, some big shot people, and all of them are there, and all of them are in a commotion saying, what's happening and why isn't anybody doing, and all of that. And some of them also trying to figure out how they can leave without, how they can leave, they can make their way out. But there's this one little boy who just goes near the tree and tries lifting it. Okay, one very little, probably of their same age as well, right? So he just tries lifting up, and he attempts. And seeing this is where the others, the elder people there, start feeling for it, and they also come together, and together they are moving the tree. So it's a very beautifully shown, it's a very beautiful video which shows about how team together can make such a difference. And also in the teacher handbook that we see, we have ticking the team games among the following. So we have this, and then we just saw the goat and tiger game as well. Some of the habits to develop, right? Because having understood that yes, teamwork actually has its own joy, it has its own advantages, and it has its own strength. How do I develop it, right? So that's where this thing comes off, always having a smiling face for all the team members. Smiling face, again, we've already covered in the emotional transformation, but yeah, it's just sort of a reminder saying always have a smiling face for all the team members that we are in. Listen to what their ideas are, and encourage the members to participate, especially if they're too quiet. And a habit is actually something that we can practice. And these are the things which I do, wherein I love and respect every person in my family and friends. I accept the people I accept the group that's allotted to me, and also accept every other member of my team. I cooperate while working with the team and ensure I participate well. I do not interrupt or giggle when my friend gives his ideas. Now, this is something which probably a child does. So, this you can just put it on yourself, saying you do not do that. So naturally, the child would sort of think it in that sense. Now, what are the things which you as children can do? So you can spend a little time every day observing how the nature works the best in team, wherein we have the trees giving us the fruits, the sun gives us energy, the flowers gives us some beautiful smell or a visual treat, and etc. So and also appreciate our team members when they give some good ideas. Let's say by clapping. Listen to so by clapping also, just a small sort of gist that we have is that we have different types of claps also. So probably some of you might be aware of it, but can I just do that with some of you maybe? Anybody would like to volunteer? You can raise your hands. Anyone? We're just gonna do it together. That's it. Just quickly, let's do this. Okay, if you're not comfortable raising your hand, you can also put it in the chat box so that I can call out your name. Quick. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but it says CIRS interface. Uh, Sorry, but can you please, unmute yourself and also probably introduce, like, tell us your name.
Yes, hello. My name is Rajeshwari.
Okay, Hare Mama. So, Amma, very simple. Can you just give a round of applause? Round of applause. Okay, so this is what you did, right? Okay, so just a little bit of modification here that we're going to be doing is, probably you'll say, let's give them a round of applause. So you actually make a round with your hands and then you sort of clap. Okay, so let's give them a round of applause, right? So that can be one of the ways of clapping. And then we can have these butterfly claps, wherein we just go by doing, like something like this. Okay. Yeah, so we just make it a butterfly sort of stuff, and then we probably butterfly or bee, whatever you want to make it. And you also have something, so every time we sort of come up, like I have made noodle clap, dosa clap, tea clap. We've also made, so that's how one of the activities of Yoga Kendra members were also there, which we can, encourage and rather entertain the children with. So another thing was rocket clap. I think they enjoy a lot, which is rocket clap. So it goes. Yeah, and it probably go down also. Yeah, okay. Okay. So everybody has their own variations. I would just do 3. Some of them do 4 in all the 4 directions. Okay, that's up to the teacher. And another thing is rain clap. And rain clap is a super hit, trust me. So rain clap is like this. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, 4 finger, 5. Yeah, so just like how rain starts with small drizzles. So, just like that, just to give that effect. Yeah, so thank you so much, Emma, for volunteering. And we move ahead. Yeah. Okay. So appreciate your team members by clapping we have, and then listen to everybody in the group, speak one after another. You should not giggle if your friend makes any mistakes while talking, etc. And identify a good quality in each of the member that helps you to be friends with them. So after all of this, right? And of course, you can sort of relate it back saying, see, when I said teamwork is actually important, we also saw that how for you to come to school on time, we have so many things, so many activities happening at home, right? And also with the 6th activity that we did, we realized that with an individual, it's easily breakable, but when it's a team, when it's a bunch, it gets difficult to break, right? Which shows that how much of strength a team has. So probably that way you can connect it. And after this is where our checklist comes, that as a teacher, have I been able to make them understand how a team works, right? Or how to work in a team? And have we been able to put in the thought of cooperating with each other, realizing that team increases the strength of the individuals, right? And are they feeling that love and are they feeling the love and respect for everybody in the team? And for that, are we including everybody in the game? Are we and understanding what others is communicating, listen to them patiently, and all of those thoughts. So with that sort of an habit, like how again Amma said, the head, heart, and hand should work together. So just a checklist for us is know, feel, and do. Of course, the main message is explain to them what a team is, wherein I said that an individual is about me, whereas a team is all about we. So yeah, and working in team is awesome. Now comes the assessment. So teachers may give some rewards which observes the child being a team player. It could be a chocolate or a high five or a round of applause. So again, Rajeshwari Amma, can I give you a high five, please? There you go. For being a participative child. No, here, there. Just put in your hand to the camera. Yeah, that's it. So that's what I do in my college. Like, I mean, having these online classes, we've been giving high fives and fist bumps, and I've also given them crown. So even I'm going to give that to here also, maybe in and through this session. Okay, so the missing school book. Wait a minute. It's 4:20 already. Okay, so I think I'll just go to class 2 first. Okay, and if we have time, then probably I'll again come back to class 1. Okay, so okay. So we are now in class 2, lesson 3, which talks about my well-ordered day. So, firstly, why should we keep things in order? Why should we order things correctly, right? Because somewhere sequencing helps our activities get carried out smoothly, and it also helps us have less confusion, less chaos, and it keeps our place neat and tidy. Correct. So that's precisely why should we even order the things right in the right sense. Then comes the class arrangement, wherein we ensure that the kids bring in their VE books because on this particular for this particular activity, we need to sort of write something, and it'll be easier if the child has the education books in specific. So that's where this activity comes, and I think I'm gonna throw this at you, wherein the teachers would be just putting it in the order. So let's read the instruction, which is look at the following pictures carefully, arrange them in proper sequence by numbering the pictures. Write the numbers in the boxes. So we have here A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So maybe you can just put in which order what comes. Let me see the chat box. Who answers first? No, ma'am, ACB not allowed. It has to be correct full answer. So you can take your time because the person who does it will probably get something from me. So we have the whole thing. It's just not ABC. Please look at the right hand side as well. We have the E picture, F, G, H. Just look at all of them. And no cheating, by the way, in case you've already done this lesson in the class. No cheating. Veena ma, again, I've just got half the thing of yours. It's either EHFD or then where's my ABC? Lavanya ma'am. No, Princey ma'am, let's make it easier. Just give me the initials. That'll make the job easier. Get a point? Yeah, no, Sarika ma'am, thank you so much. But let's try putting it in the order. Just put the initials. That's it. Uh, there, Divya ma'am has given an order. What is that? EH. Okay, 1 second. Ha. EH A F Oh, once again, it's going up. Okay, EHAFGCDB. Divya ma'am, can you please, Divya ma'am and Deepti ma'am, yeah, both of you, can you please switch on the camera? Or rather, I should try seeing you. Divya ma'am and Deepti ma'am, where are you people? Okay, let's not waste time. Let's assume I'm giving you a big, big, big high five. So there you go. My high fives to you people. Yeah. Okay. Moving ahead. In G Meet, it becomes easier when the person switches on the video. They automatically come first. I mean, they're automatically shown first. So anyway, never mind. Yeah. So we're just proceeding further. Discuss and responses from the children on list of things children do before coming to school, right from the time they wake up, and also we can have the list of things when children go after going back home, right? So that's where we talk about the children. Huh. Children should speak up the order in which the tasks are executed, because what we are trying to teach here is the order of the concept of sequencing. When we say sequencing, it's basically one after another, right? So that's what sequence means, or putting it in the right order. So what habits do I develop for that? I do my to-do list, right? So when I say to-do list, it's about whatever my tasks are. I have a to-do list that this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I ensure that I bring all materials needed for my class. I pray first and only then eat the prasadam. Okay, this is just a subtle way of saying that I know prasadam does get tempting at times, but we should always pray first and then go for prasadam. Okay, what can you do? So you can pack your bags as per the timetable, arrange books based on the sizes and thickness, arrange your clothes into the cupboard correctly. After snacks or food, pack the lunchbox neatly, because many a times what happens is that when we are receiving it, we receive it properly packed, but when we are giving it back in the lunchbox, it's all jumbled up and it's all shuffled up. Right? So maybe that one habit we can try in introducing. Before leaving the school, ensure you keep the benches the way you saw it in the morning. This is what another habit which I would personally like to emphasize on. Though every morning we have our helpers and cleaners cleaning our classrooms, and it's all so neatly done, right? But every time at 3 o'clock, when the last bell rings and when the kids are rushing out, we see the class, it would be in a big mess. So we are just trying to help the helper, help the cleaner, as well as instill this habit in us that let's keep things clean, let's keep things in order. And therefore, we can have this one habit of, before leaving the school, before leaving a classroom, just turn around and see if this class was as when you had entered in the morning. Yeah. After changing the clothes, keep the used clothes in the wash area. Okay. So again comes our checklist, which is the know, feel, and do. Organize information and ideas effectively, improve comprehension and problem solving skills. We also need to ensure that the kids are feeling about how sequencing improves the comprehension. And do is sequencing things before its execution. So, once we sequence it up, it gets our life easier. The main messages, if we see, it is all about getting things easier for us to locate them when needed. It saves a lot of time from looking for it, and we solve the problem easily. So the assessment here could just be a yes or no game, wherein we would ask them, sleeping in class versus sleeping on the bed, right? Or arranging the numbers from 1 to 20 in order. Can we do that, or is that called sequencing? Yes, it is. So that was about class 2, the one of the lessons that we saw. And now moving on to the next lesson. Yeah, I have time. Okay. Which is talking about nature as a teacher. Okay, so again, a very beautiful story which is here. Why should we learn from nature, right? Because nature is something that communicates very silently with us, and it reveals a lot which is worth our attention. And also it gives us so many good things, and yet it never boasts about herself. And moreover, we call it the mother nature, and she nurtures us, she protects us, she takes care of us. So definitely there's something that, just like how we learn from our mamas, from our mummies, let's also learn from mother nature. So the class arrangement could be that we can probably take this class a little outdoors if that's convenient, because that way we would connect better with the lesson. The children would connect better. And also we can have some different color chalk pieces so that we can have it for one of the activities, which is drawing on the board activity. So here is where we have the story, wherein there's a prince and there is his acharya, his teacher, who says, um, you know, he believes that there's nothing to learn from the nature. Like, what's there to walk around and learn? So he says, okay, let's do it. So that's where his acharya takes him for a walk, and he asks them, what do you notice through this ant? So he initially just says that, how one granule of sugar is taken by one of the ants, and then he realizes that how the entire army of ants is coming behind him. So that's where he learns that how together they are walking in, how together they are disciplined in walking. Then from the honeybees again, he learns about how hard work really pays. And then from the crows, he learns that how there's this one roti which is given to one of the crows, but everybody else, all the other crows come in, and yet that crow shares it with his friends, right? So and then we have in here the activity, which is make the pair of two each. One kid draws and the other kid tells what he can learn from it. Okay, so it can just be, for example, let's say Radha Didi and me are the pair, and I draw, let's say, sun. Okay, so and Radha Didi would say what does she learn from it, or what does she think that she can learn from it. Yeah, so that is about the pair activity. Then we also can have a group discussion if we feel that the class is conducive enough and if students are conducive enough to have a discussion. We can have something that wherein they discuss about what are the things that they can learn from the nature, right? We can also plan a quiz on the domestic flora and fauna, for which the children may not be able to answer, but the whole idea is to give them some sort of a knowledge on the domestic flora and fauna. um, One interesting thing would be to ask them what they would like to be from mother nature. So like, again, let's just do this activity here amongst us. Again, can I just call in for some volunteers? I would like you to raise your hand so that I can see you. When I say raise your hand, raise the hand, that button, right? That option which is there, do that, because I'm here able to see just a few of you. So, um, okay, no volunteers for this. A very simple question, actually. All right, let's make it easier for you. Let's throw this question to the entire team here, that if you were given a chance of being anything else from the nature, what would you be? Okay, what would you be? So, okay, I see two people have raised their hand, but it's okay now. I mean, you can just put it in the chat box saying what would your I'm receiving some chats. Okay, flower, squirrel, tree, bird, water, peacock. Okay, wind, bird, breeze, moon, beautiful river, tree, sun and moon. Oh, you want to be both. Okay, tigress. Okay, mountain, cloud. Wonderful, rain. So can I have, let's say, Geeta Amma, that is Geeta Priyama, who said that she wants to be rain. Geeta Amma, can I please have you unmuted? Geeta Amma, I'm just waiting for you to unmute yourself, please. Right. Let's go to KSD. I presume Chinmaya KSD is probably Kasargod. I'm not sure. But if that is you, then can you please unmute yourself? Who said that they would like to be bird? Chinmaya KSD. I'm just going to ask you a very simple question as to why do you want to be a bird? That's it. It's as simple as that. There's no rocket science here. Chill. It's first standard. Okay. All right. So may I have Shobna ma'am? Okay, Princey ma'am says, I like to fly like a bird. Okay. Yes, Anushri ma'am, please go ahead. Anushri ma'am, after that, Balvinder ma'am can say. Anushri ma'am, yes, please unmute yourself. Okay, the one who unmutes will get a high five from me.
Vidi, we will have to
Yes.
unmute them. We will have to ask to unmute.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. But how do I find them? I mean,
So if you stop sharing, it will be easier.
Yeah, 1 second. I will facilitate that, but everybody should not unmute. That's the only problem. I'm doing that. Yeah, now they can unmute. They can unmute themselves and speak. Yeah, who wants to say quickly?
Anushri ma'am, you were.
Yeah, you can, Anushri ji, you can unmute and say. Yeah, you can. Now you can unmute. Yeah.
Ma'am, may I?
Yeah, please say. Go ahead.
I want to be a bird because I like feathers and I want to touch the sky.
Good. Balvinder ji. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
May
one
I
more.
now? May
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, please.
Yes, Gayatri ma'am.
I want to become a tree only because tree has a complete detachment from life. The tree cannot demand any attachment towards each and any part of it. Everything it will be contributed to the people, right? So I just want to be a tree to live a complete detachment life.
Super. So Balvinder ma'am and Gayatri ma'am, I'm going to give you a round of applause for such a wonderful participation. Round of
Hariom
applause.
Vidhi ma'am. May
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Alka ma'am, you would be the last one and then we move ahead with the
I?
presentation.
Hariom ma'am. I would like to be a tigress because she's not just represents a woman but a courageous woman, and she can stand and rise above all the odds, and she can stand and against the whole world in the odd situations. That's why I wanna be a tigress.
Well said, ma'am. Well said. Well said. Give me a first fist bump. Yeah,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
you go.
High five.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, Shantima, I think we can mute everybody. Okay. So going back with the presentation, very quick. Right. So we were here, and here, of course, just like how here also we had many people wanted to be a tree, but they all had different reasons. The kids also would be that would be in a similar position wherein it can be the same thing, but the different lesson that they have learned. So of course, our job is just to sort of appreciate them and embrace whatever they say in this regards. Some of the habits that we can develop, for which I would say what I do is that every morning I spend 10 minutes looking out the window and seeing the beauty of nature. I give chapatis and rotis to crows. Mind you, I actually make extra for them and then give it. It's not the leftover ones that I give. I make it extra, like whatever we're making for our family, plus two would be for the crows out there. When I go for a walk, I take some time to observe the flowers and small insects. Okay, so one of the habits that you can do is that observe the patterns and colors in nature. Maybe you can also get into the practice of gardening a little bit, whatever we can. And if not gardening, probably for a second standard kid, it can just be like watering the plants. Whenever you see a plants, and if you wish to water it, you can. So that can also be one of the habits that we can develop. Asking parents to take you to visit a botanical garden whenever we can. Comes our checklist. When we speak about realizing what we have meant to realize, that we have a lot to learn from nature, appreciate the beauty in common things, and spend time with nature to learn from it, and also develop a sense of seeing beauty in everything around them or around us. Okay. The main message that we want to really convey is about nature being the best teacher, right? As we already saw how beautifully some of our teachers spoke about detachment, etc. That was really wonderful. The assessment could be that the child could draw something of nature and write the quality that they have learned from her, right? So if you probably ask me, I would like to draw ocean because I feel it's always full, and yet it never overflows. So that is something that I learned about being accommodative, about being humble, and about being huge yet never boasting or never overflowing. So that's the quality which I would learn. So yeah, with this we have done.
Thank you all so much. Let's all sit straight and close with a prayer. Shanti Pat. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदश्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्